Hi all. Today we'll discuss about object destructuring in JavaScript. What exactly its definition mean? We are trying to extract the properties from an object and we will be binding them to the variables. So this is about object destructuring. So let's see that with an example. So without object destructuring, how we are going to proceed? So I have taken one object here. It is a user object with few properties. Without object destructuring, it looks in this manner. So I need to extract object dot property and I need to get that in some variable for further calculations or further rendering purpose. So in this way we need to do without object destructuring. So with object destructuring, how we are going to handle this? So let me explain this. So constant name dot email is equal to user. So as per the definition, let's break down the definition. So extracting the properties from an object, I mean user, here user is an object. We are extracting the properties from this user and we are assigning them to the name and email variables. We are binding them to the variables name and email. So this is what the definition and the usage of object destructuring. We are not duplicating the variable names and we are not accessing the object properties multiple times. So once if I give this object and what all the properties present in this, I need to name with the same property. Like in user object, I have a property called name. So this name property would be assigned to this variable. So internally it looks in this same way. So the line this and this would be or equivalent. So name user dot name is directly assigning to the name value. Let's see that in the browser. See, we could able to extract the name and email ID as well. So this is for extracting its simple properties. Like if there are one or two properties, we would be extracting in this way. If there are n number of properties, so how could we extract them? So in that case, so let me explain this like multiple properties. I'm interested in only the name property and I'm not interested in any of the other properties here. So there I can give like this, the spread operator with other properties. In this case, what happens means I'm talking about multiple properties assignment. Like a user consists of multiple properties and I'm interested only in one property. So the rest of the properties also I may use further. So I'm assigning those properties with this other properties. In this case, all these properties, remaining properties other than name would be going into these other properties. Let's see that how it looks in the console. So here I have taken one index.html file and I'm pointing that to the index.js file. I'm using open with live server. This is an extension for the Visual Studios where what all the changes I do in for my HTML and JS files would be hot reloaded. Here, if you see name property was extracted with the name and all other remaining properties are resided in the other properties. This is a name which we can give anything. I mean, here the name would be anything, but the name of this should be the same as the object property name. If not, we'll be getting some undefined. So for example, if I give some value like name one, so here we are trying to access the name one, but name one property was not exist in the user object. So here name one is not available here. So if you go back, we'll be getting the undefined values. So whatever the variable names we are binding, those should match with the property names of the object. This is one thing we need to keep in mind. So coming to, we have discussed about multiple properties as well. So now let's discuss about the default values, how we can assign the default values with object destructuring. Like I'm using a name property as this. So there is no mobile number property for the user. There is no mobile number property for the user. So let's discuss this. I'm using a mobile number. So this property was not exist in this object. So for those of the properties which are not exist in the object, but we are trying to use them as a part of the object. So for them, we can give as a default values like this. So I will be giving like this. So this mobile number now can be accessed. So in this way, we can give default values to the properties. Yep. So now if we go back, so here we could able to access the mobile number as well, even though the mobile number is not exist as an property for the user. So how it internally looks. So this is very much important. How we need to understand how it looks internally. So this is equivalent to like this, like constant. We are trying to give a mobile number like this, and where the user dot mobile number is equal to undefined. If it is equal to undefined, then we need to assign a default value. If not, we are going to give the user dot mobile value. So this how it looks internally regarding the mobile number with the default value. So we are mobile dot use user dot mobile number. It searches for the mobile number property if it is present in the this object or not. As it is not present, will it would be undefined would be true. So it will pick the default value. It means this value it would be picking. If the property is available, then it picks that property, the mobile number property itself. So this is all about assigning the default values to the object destructuring value. So we can also give alias names like here the name property I can give like first name. So this is how I need to give a colon, and this is the alias name for the name property. So here I can access not with the name, I can access with the first name. So likewise I can access with the first name. So let's see that. So with the first name also, I could able to access the same value like Suresh. I could able to access in the same value. So how it internally looks. So in case of alias values, how it looks, how internally it works means like constant. We are going to give in this manner. Alias works in this type, user dot name. Internally, the alias would work in this way. We are giving a constant first name is equal to username. Internally, it works in this way. So we have also seen how the alias works here. So now we could see how the nested object works. Nested object. So for example, here have taken the object, user object, in which the address object is also present. So how we are going to extract the city or state values from this object destructuring concept. So let's see that. Like I would be taking constant address. So what happens here means I could get the address object. I mean, address is a property here, which is in terms an object. It would be written, but I am interested in city, in extracting the city and state values. So in that case, I need to give one more object here like this. So city, comma, state. So in this way, we can extract the things like now I can print the city and the state. So now you can see city is Hyderabad and state is Andhra Pradesh. So I could able to extract this city and state values from this address. So we could able to extract the nested object values as well. So that we need to do in this way. I need to declare a constant in this manner, and how it internally would be like I will write how it internally understood like constant city is equal to user dot address dot city. Internally it would work in this manner. I mean the JavaScript would convert this in this way internally. So like for the state also it would be the same. It would be accessing with user dot address state dot state. So internally it would be accessing in this manner. So this is about deep destructuring. I mean we are trying to access the nested object values in this manner. So hope you understand this nesting object as well. So let me explain few more examples with the object array destructuring. Like we have till now we have seen about object destructuring, like assigning a single property, assigning a multiple property with spread operator, assigning giving a default value, and giving a alias name and how it internally looks, how the internal JavaScript compiler will understand this destructuring, and how the nested objects would we need to how to nest it and how to get back the nested object value in this manner. So now let's see how the array destructuring works. So the array destructuring means like for example, a is equal to 1, let b is equal to 2. So object destructuring and array destructuring also works in the same way. Like I'm trying to print swapping the two variables. Like so, this is how the array destructuring works. So just I'm trying to explain array destructuring also with swap example. After swap a comma b, the same before swap. So this is a bit use case where we can give. I have taken two variables 1 comma 2. Before swap a would be 1 comma 2, and this is the way we are going to destructure the array. I mean, I'm assigning b value to a and a value to b. This is an array destructuring. Let's see this. So before swap 1 2 and after swap 2 1. A and b value are interchanged. So in this way, this is a simple use case for array destructuring. So in real world, in JavaScript, we can in React.js, it would be the best example of array destructuring. So let's discuss that. I mean, we would be using statements like this, use state in React.js. So we might have used like this use state. It means it will return two values. I mean, constant array reference is equal to use state. Here, constant value. I mean, it would be any variable is equal to array reference of 0. Here the use state will return it to an array of first value would be the constant value, I mean the variable name, and the second value would be the method. So I'm trying to explain the use case. I mean how array destructuring will help in React.js use state. So I will do this. This would be the method like a set variable. So this is one variable we can use, and the index would be the 1. So these are the three lines we need to write in order to use the use state method. So we would be using this in very much simply like this: variable comma set variable is equal to use state of 0 of 0. So we have done. I mean, I'm trying to explain the difference. Like here, we need to write three lines of code. If there is no array destructuring, if there is no destructuring concept, we need to write three lines of code in order to extract these things. As we have array destructuring, we have wrote everything, all these three lines in one line. So this is the best use case of the using of destructuring. So use state will return to an array which has a reference to two things. Array of 0 is the variable name, array of 1 is the method. So here it would be returning two things. One would be assigning to the variable value, would be assigning like 0 would be assigning to the variable, and the method would be assigning to the set variable. So this is a real-time example of array destructuring as well. So hope you understand this destructuring and object destructuring properties and its different values. Thanks for watching.